Unit 6, question number 4. So question number 4 wants us to solve a system of equations from a context, all right? So we're going to need to read this information and write two sets of equations, because again, we're solving a system, all right? So it says, Marquise is a songwriter who collects royalties on his songs whenever they're played in a commercial or a movie, all right? So in this case, guys, we're comparing commercials, which we can call C, all right? So again, we're comparing commercials, all right, which we can call C, and then we're comparing movies, all right, which we can call M, all right? So it states that Marquise will earn 30 for every time one of his songs is played in a commercial. So to represent that, we will say $30 per commercial or per C, all right? Then it says and, so again it says and right here, so we're gonna add, and it says he will earn 120 for every time one of his songs is played in a movie. So we will earn 120 per movie, all right? So it continues to say, all right, Marquise, because again, it didn't give us a total as yet, all right? So it says Marquise songs were played on 5 more commercials than movies. When you're representing that 5 more, that means you're going to be adding 5. But you're not adding 5 to commercials, you're adding 5 to movies, and 5 plus a movie is equal to a commercial. So again, when we're representing this information right here, it says 5 more, that means we would add 5, but I'm not adding 5 to commercial, I'm adding 5 to movies, all right? And that is going to be equal to a commercial. So again, that's what this is saying. 5 more commercials than movies means that you're adding 5 to movies and it's equal to a commercial, all right? It continues to say, and his total earnings on royalties from all commercials and movies combined would be $900. Because this 30 was the amount of dollars, this 120 was the amount of dollars, the total for this has to be the amount of dollars, all right? And now we have our two systems of equations, all right? Now we're going to solve it, okay? The method we're going to use is called substitution. The reason we're going to use substitution is because it literally says C is equal to all of this. So all of this I'm going to replace with C in my top equation, all right? So what I'm going to end up having is 30, but instead of C, I'm going to write a parentheses. And inside of it, I'm going to put M plus 5, all right? Then plus 120M is equal to 900, all right? Now we're going to go ahead and multiply, because again, this 30 is being multiplied by M plus 5. So we're going to distribute and distribute. 30 times M is 30M, all right? And 30 times 5 is 150, all right? Use your calculator if you would like, okay? The 120M, I'm going to bring it down, because again, I'm not multiplying anything by it. And the 900, I'm also going to bring down, all right? So now we're going to combine any like terms. This is an M. This is also an M. So we can combine them. 30M plus 120M will give me 150 M's, all right? And then the 150 that's right here, you're going to bring it down. And the 900, you're going to also bring it down. So now I need to move this 150 to the other side. To move that 150 to the other side, I'm going to have to subtract 150 on both sides. So I'm going to have to subtract 150, subtract 150, okay? So this gets canceled out, okay? And we would end up having that 150M, which is what we have left on the left side, is equal to 900 minus 150. So again, you can use your calculator. 900 minus 150 will give me 750. So again, this is going to be equal to 750. And then all I have to do now is break up the couple by dividing both sides by 150. Okay, so again, this will cancel out, and I'm left with m is going to be equal to 750 divided by 150, which is 5. All right, so my m is 5. So all I have to do now, guys, is find the c that goes with it. All right, so to find the c, all I have to do is plug in my m. So if my m was 5, 5 plus 5 is 10. So your c is 10. So again, if my m is 5, I'm going to just rewrite this equation, but I'm going to replace m with a parentheses, okay? And inside of it, I'm going to plug in this 5, all right? So again, there's nothing in front of this parentheses, so the 5 stays the same. So 5 plus 5 is 10. So your c is 10. All right, so let's go and let's put those answers in. So it says songs were in, so for commercials, it was 10 for commercials and 5 for movies. All right, so again, just like that. So let's do the next question, guys. Let's do the next question. So the next question says, Jocelyn and her children went into a movie theater and they bought $75.50 worth of candies and pretzels. So we're comparing candies and pretzels, okay? So let's call candies C and let's call pretzels P, all right? So it says they bought that amount worth of both candies and pretzels, all right? It did not tell us specifically how much they bought of each, but it told us that a total worth that they spent was $75.50. It continues to say each candy costs $4.75. So we have some information here. So we're paying $4.75 per candy. It says and, so I'm going to add, and it says each pretzel costs $3.50. So I have $3.50 per pretzel. All right? Because this $3.50 is money, this $4.75 is money, the total has to also be money. This 18 is not money, that's the amount of candies and pretzels. This $75.50 is the amount or total money spent. All right? So now we're going to represent the next equation. So it says she bought a total of 18 candies and pretzels altogether. We don't know how much candies, we don't know how much pretzels, but we know that together she had a total of 18. So candies plus pretzel equal a total of 18. All right? So now we have our two equations. All right, guys. So the method we're going to use to solve this system is elimination. The reason I'm going to use elimination is because it literally has C's and P's on the same side, and these are the standard form for our equation. All right? So when I use elimination, I look at the number in front, which is at 4.75. And I'm going to multiply my bottom equation by that same 4.75. All right? And then now I'm going to look at the number in front of my bottom equation, which is a 1. And I'm going to multiply my top equation by the flip of that sign, a -1. Then we multiply, multiply, multiply. All right? So when we multiply and distribute, -1 times 4.75c is -4.75c. -1 multiplied by 3.50p is -3.50p. And -1 multiplied by 75.50 is -75.50. All right? Now we're going to distribute the 4.75, all right, to each of these terms, okay? 4.75 multiplied by 1c is 4.75c. 4.75 multiplied by p is 4.75p. And 4.75 multiplied by 18, I don't know what that is, so I'm going to use my calculator. 4.75 multiplied by 18 will give me 85.5, all right? So I got 85.5, all right? So now we're going to calculate, okay? So again, these would cancel out because negative 4.75C plus 4.75C is 0, or they cancel out. Negative 3.50P plus 4.75P is 1.25P. You can put that in your calculator if you would like, all right? So now we're going to calculate here negative 75.50 plus, because again, when you don't see a sign, you assume it's positive, plus 85.50 will give me, I believe, 10, all right? So now we're going to divide both sides by 1.25, divide by 1.25. I don't know what that is out of my head, so I'm going to put it in my calculator. 10 divided by 1.25 would give me 8, all right? So again, this will give me a result of 8. So your P is 8. So we're going to write that P is equal to 8. So that's the amount of pretzels we have. We have 8 pretzels. Now I need to find out the amount of candies I'm going to have by plugging this in to my bottom equation. The reason I'm going to plug it into that one is because it's the easiest one and the most straightforward one. All right? So instead of writing P, I'm going to write the number 8. So I'm going to have C. So again, I'm just going to do it right down here. I'm going to have C is equal, well, I need to use a little bit more of my yep, C plus, instead of P, I'm going to write parentheses, 8 is equal to 18. Technically, in front of my 8 is a positive 1 in front of that parentheses, but positive 1 multiplied by 8, it stays as an 8. So all I need to do now is to move the 8 to the other side by subtracting 8 on both sides. So your C is equal to 18 minus 8, which is 10. So I had 10 pieces of candies and 8 pieces of pretzels. So again, guys, just like that. All right.